Hey you all, and good morning. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the town I grew up in, Valparaiso, Indiana. And it is day one of the Choose My Adventure road trip. And I'm just saying goodbye to Orville Redenbacher here, the statue of Orville Redenbacher, the town hero. I remember used to deliver newspapers in this town, and I remember there's two headlines that I always remember, and that's when Nirvana died, when Kurt Cobain died. I got the newspaper in the morning, the big stack, so I was the first one to get to see it, and it said Nirvana no more. And the other headline I remember is when Orville Redenbacher died, and it says town hero dead. So the first day of the Choose My Adventure road trip. It is very cold, it is very snowy, but the first day, and what we're doing here is I'm putting out polls on the community tab on my YouTube page. If you're subscribed, check your subscribe tab, the polls will be there, or you can go to my YouTube page, click on the community tab, and the polls will be there. So I put a poll out with 5 choices on what city I'm going to first, and I'm going to continue doing that through the course of this road trip. Choices I put out were Cleveland, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, St. Louis, Missouri, and Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Let's go get in the car and warm up for a minute, and then we'll check the results. Alright, this is my vehicle. I just wanted to show you guys real quick kind of my setup here. I have the back seats put down so I can have all these suitcases. That over there, that's my main suitcase that I take into hotels. Here's backup clothes in case I'm on a really, really long road trip. And then some of these other suitcases, I have my printing equipment for using on my postcards and my enamel pins that I mail out. Got my Diet Sunkist all lined up. And then right here, this was a Christmas present from my mom. She got me a Yeti cooler to take with me on my trips. Got it loaded up with some lunch meat, got some hummus, some cheese curds, some Kalamata olives, and some of these are great road trip snacks. These O-Snap Dilly Bites, they're pickles. And so yeah, this is not necessarily all I eat, but this is some snacks for the road. And the winner is, of all these places I put forth, 5.8 thousand votes, which is, that's a good amount of votes. I wasn't expecting that much participation, so I really appreciate everyone who voted. Oh, my screen went dark. So, coming out first is Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That's where we're headed. So yeah, I guess my guess is that's the only place that I've never ever been on here, so I guess people just wanted to see something brand new. So that's where we're headed. The only thing that concerns me is the weather looking not so wonderful in Cedar Rapids. Yeah, tomorrow there's a high of 2. A high of 2. The highest possible temperature is 2 degrees. Oh my gosh. I hope my clothing, my warm clothing holds up. Got an elephant over there in that yard, and they have a rhino too. This is Reuben's. It's a little hot dog restaurant. What's even cooler is their mascot, this giant hobo sitting out here in front of Reuben's. You can see he's got his rope belt undone. He's holding his jacket together with a big safety pin. He's got some balloons that I guess he wants to hand out to the children. and carrying a bindle. There, I wonder what he's got in his bindle. Check that out. For some reason, he's got a bunch of sausage links in his pocket. I'm actually a little hungry. Let's go in and get a hot dog. Got myself a Chicago-style hot dog. You can see it's got the authentic poppy seed bun, tomatoes, it's got pickle, different kind of peppers, a pepperoncini, and I forget what this pepper's called. If you know the name of this pepper, leave a comment in the comment section. And you got mustard, onions. All right, let's dig in here. Get a bite with all the different peppers and accoutrements in it. So good. The hot dog itself really good. It's spicy. Those peppers add a lot of spice. Heading into the sleepy little town of Gary, Indiana. And here in Gary, Indiana, on the street corner right here, is Michael Jackson's house. This is the home that Michael Jackson and his brothers and sisters, the Jackson 5, as well as Janet Jackson and LaToya Jackson, this is where they grew up. You can see people have placed love locks on the fence here. A bunch of love locks, big cluster of love locks right there. Now there was a monument right here in the pictures I saw, but it looks like that is missing. I don't know if someone actually stole it, or it got damaged, or something of the like. Another big cluster of love locks right there. I wonder if the people that currently own this home, wonder if they appreciate the love locking of their fence. We're at the corner here of 2300 Jackson and Jackson Family Boulevard. Also looks like people have signed this one-way sign here. I don't know if that's legal. It says in living memory of Michael Jackson. And oh, hey kitty. Hey Jackson cat, what are you doing? Come here. Come here, Jackson. Jackson cat doesn't want to let me pet it. Oh, here we go. Hey Jackson cat. Oh, it's so chilly out here for a little kitty. Oh, hey Jackson. See the children playing there in the front yard. Of course, the children here weren't always playing as the brutal stage father, Joe Jackson, would often beat his children and force them to perform. Hey, buddy. Come here, Jackson cat. All right. See you later, Jackson cat. Check out the ruins here of, so this is the city church. It closed down in 1975, and we still have the towering ruins right here. Yeah, the absolute size of this church is remarkable. Yeah, Gary, Indiana is a city that's had a lot of hard times over the years. You can see the Genesis Convention Center here is abandoned. Here is the Fusion sculpture. This is the Fusion in honor of Gary's centennial, July 14th, 2006. So built here to symbolize the rebirth of Gary. You can see this steel pot here with the steel workers and dancers with butterfly wings coming out of the molten steel. You can see these large steel workers here. You can see the flames from the molten steel. Whew. I don't know if I mentioned this. It is so cold. It is, what a beautiful day to start a massive road trip. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't know, like I said, I don't know day to day where this road trip's gonna take me, but I would really love if you guys would point me somewhere warm. Now we stopped off here at the Indiana Welcome Center. Of course, we're not really being welcomed to Indiana, because that's where we started. We're actually getting ready to exit Indiana. So it functions more as a goodbye center for us. But look at this building. This is a very interesting, abstract building. It's got these strange structures over here. It's got a farm silo. Let's check this out. And here we have the Indiana state flag in the shape of Indiana. It's that Indiana torch. Oh, let's go check out Lake Michigan over here. I guess they've drained Lake Michigan for the winter. It's that Indiana buffalo right there. Flags flapping in the icy wind right there. Oh, it's cold. It's cold. It really is. And look here at the bottom of the flagpole. We have Flick from Christmas Story. He's actually touching the flagpole with his tongue. His iconic scene in the Christmas Story. Of course, Christmas Story it was not filmed here in Hammond, Indiana, but it actually took place. The fictional world existed in Hammond, Indiana. So this is their tribute to that classic Christmas movie. Should I do it? Should I put my tongue on the flag? It's really cold. Oh, I can't do it. I don't want to end up like Flick. Oh, I think my tongue would genuinely stick to that pole if I touched it. Maybe I'll come back in the summer and lick it. All right, let's head inside. You can see inside here they have the classic leg lamp from the Christmas Story. So this picture here explains the layout of this building and why it looks the way it does. These domes over here are the waves of the lake. This structure here signifies the dunes, the mountains of sand that are on the Indiana lake shore. And then this is symbolizing agriculture, which is very important to Indiana. Some Indiana themed clothing here. Now, I remember this from when I was a kid. Does anyone else refer to this part of the country as the region? Definitely heard that before when I was younger. As we saw on the chart outside, it's the waves right there, the dunes right there, and the farms right there. Interesting building, I love it. And there we go, leaving Indiana. Welcome to Illinois. Just stopped off at this rest area. Actually have a smashed up car and a picture of a woman who died in a drunk driving accident. Yeah, I just guess that just puts it in your mind, don't drink and drive, which I support that. Don't drink and drive. Come on, guys. We've stopped off briefly in a windy cornfield in Norway, Illinois. Here's a monument dedicated to all the farmers and ag-related business folks that have lived through the agricultural crash of the 1980s. And to symbolize that 1980s crash in the agricultural market, they have placed a crashed airplane right here in the cornfield. That's pretty crazy. It says that it's dangerous to climb on the plane here, so we won't be climbing on it. But yeah, you can see that plane has gone nose down right there. Looks like the cockpit is just full of old pieces of wood. I I don't know if you can see, I'm tears running down my face. I was just out there for a few minutes, and that coldness cuts through you like a bone. You get out in these flat parts of the country when it's cold, and that wind whips over the field. It'll cut right through you. Let's see what the temperature is now. See if how much it's dropped. It's 15, oh no, 11 degrees. 11 degrees, and I won't. And remember, the high tomorrow in Cedar Rapids is 2. Oh my gosh. Oh. But I did want to just while we're talking here, I want to remind you guys to leave suggestions in the comment section. Tell me where, what should we do tomorrow in Cedar Rapids? I want to be able to check the comments on this video tomorrow when I wake up, and it'll let me know what I can do in Cedar Rapids. Love to you guys to just fill up the comment section with suggestions so I can figure out some cool things to do tomorrow. And stay tuned to the end of the video, and I'll list off where you're able to vote for the next stop on this road trip. That snow just blowing across the road there. It's kind of surreal. Driving along the highway here, and I noticed these colorful satellite dishes dotting this fence here. There's all the way down there, all these different colorful satellite dishes. It's a lot of satellite dishes. Oh, look at that, still going. We sit in Port Byron, Illinois, on the banks of the mighty Mississippi River. And over here, we have a giant man on a penny farthing bicycle. So apparently the mayor himself paid for this statue. There's an identical statue in Sparta, Wisconsin. And the idea is he wanted to start a race, a bicycle race, from this bicycler all the way to the one in Sparta, Wisconsin. I don't think they've actually, it's not actually an event. I think it's a hopeful event that it may take place someday. But yeah, look at that. You know, people always wonder why did bicycles used to look like this? I think the idea was the bigger the wheel, the further you would get per rotation. So he does one cycle, you know, one pedal, and then that turns bigger. The smaller the wheel gets, the less far you go with one rotation. And eventually I think they decided that that wasn't worth the balancing issue. So they replaced the tiny little balancing wheel with an equal size wheel. Because it actually did turn out these were dangerous. They did fall over. People did fall face first off of these bicycles. But yeah, good times. Another interesting thing about Port Byron is they actually do a yearly tug-of-war battle called Tug Fest, where they put one end of the rope over on this side of the Mississippi River, and then people over in Iowa grab the other end of the rope and try to pull the other city into the river, plunge them into the Mississippi. So yeah, it's a state versus state battle for supremacy every year between Illinois and Iowa. Those geese are going somewhere much warmer. Those are smart geese. Look at that. We got a little phone booth or phone capsule, and it's actually got a phone in it. Cool. And now we head over top the mighty Mississippi River. What a mighty river. We stopped off in LeClaire, Iowa, which is actually about right across the Mississippi from where we just were in Port Byron. But this is the original shop for American Pickers, Antique Archaeology. When they, I haven't watched the show in a few years, but this was the building that they'd always be seen coming out of, because it was kind of like their headquarters. It's still an antique shop, and they built an additional antique shop over there. So let's go take a peek inside. You can see a bunch of cool antique stuff. Some motorcycles. Guys always liked motorcycles. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I think this figure, I think they purchased this in maybe like the first episode. I could be way off, but I think this may have been the first thing that they ever purchased on the show. Have an adorable little fox head over there. Chaos Reigns. It's very cool. Laurel and Hardy heads there. Go across the way here to the newer building. You can see the old car there buried in the snow. I really love this right here. This is a old genie coming out of a bottle. It's got like the fake smoke there. Really cool. It's only $2,300. On here it says this is the legend of the lost Indian picked in Springfield, Massachusetts, the birthplace of Indian motorcycles. It says do not touch. Yeah, very rusted old motorcycle there. Here is the Humpty Dumpty pinball machine. Really cool. It's a really old school pinball right here. Oh look, so old school, it doesn't even have flippers. Oh, it does have flippers right there. But the flippers aren't at the bottom. The flippers are, there's actually a bunch of flippers. They're all over the place. So that is very, very old. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with the American Pickers. I did used to watch the show when it was first couple seasons. I watched it and did enjoy it. And actually they used, but this was before I even was on YouTube, they used some of my photos in I think 2 different episodes. They used photos of mine. But I always like felt like, was it Mike and Frank? I hated like when they would brag about like, I don't say ripping people off, but like when they like would convince someone to sell them something for way less than what it was worth, and they're like hee hee hee, cuts to them like bragging about it. And then there was one episode they actually went to the Museum of Appalachia, which is one of my favorite roadside stops, and they bought a bunch of folk art and then like dismantled it for parts. They bought that Harrison Mays, who I'm fascinated with, had these message in a bottles where he would put religious messages in bottles and throw them into lakes and rivers so people would find them. He had a bunch of those because they have a huge Harrison Mays collection at Museum of Appalachia. So they took those, and I think they just took the bottles. I think they took the messages out just so they could sell the bottles. And then Frank bought this big mural made of antique pencils. It was a piece of folk art, and he said he was going to pick every pencil off there and sell them individually, which just broke my heart to see a piece of folk art destroyed like that. But it was a fun show. It was a fun show, don't get me wrong. The sign there says, people of Iowa, welcome us. You can see the sun setting. It is 4:30. It is 4:30 p.m. and the sun is setting. Oh, the winters here in the Midwest are something to behold. Stopped off here at the Iowa 80 truck stop, also known as the world's largest truck stop. Now they do actually have a trucking museum next door. Unfortunately, that is closed for the night, so we will have to check that out next time. Oh look, it's Slender Man and his slender family. Upstairs they have showers, a theater, a barber, a dentist, and a chiropractor. Wow. Now check this out. Over here they have a chiropractor. There is a movie theater over this way. Yeah, and here's the truck stop dentist. Section here has all sorts of trucking equipment. Over here there's actually a giant semi just sitting in here. It's gonna get a mural painted on the trailer. It says Super Truck Showroom. We have this giant yellow semi, which is very gradually rotating. There's this disc on the floor. As you can see the truck rotating in our direction. It's going kind of slow, so I'll walk us over there. But yeah, what a truck. Wall of truck lights up there. Oh look, there's a section here for truck hood ornaments. You got angels, Pegasuses, you got pigs with or without wings. There's a donkey, some bullhorns, a gorilla, even a duck smoking a cigar. They have more fast food choices here than most small towns. They have Wendy's, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Dairy Queen with Orange Julius. Hey there. We have checked in to our hotel for the evening. Hopefully, I think we hit a lot of stuff today. It feels, look at that, because we're in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, we have a picture of a rusty old tractor on the hotel room wall. But hope you guys enjoyed today. New adventures tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be spending time in this general vicinity. If you have ideas on where I should visit here in the Cedar Rapids, greater Cedar Rapids area, leave a comment in the comment section. And then when this video goes live, there should be a new poll on the community tab. Again, if you're subscribed, click your subscriber tab and the poll should be there. If not, go to my channel, click on the community tab, and it will bring up the poll. We're gonna have 3 cities in this next poll. It's gonna be Indianapolis, Indiana, or St. Louis, Missouri, or Kansas City, which is in 2 different states, Missouri and Kansas. So Kansas City, St. Louis, or Indianapolis. Cast your vote, and then once those votes are in, I will be heading off to my next destination. Thank you guys for coming along on this journey. I hope you find this interesting. I hope this is something worthwhile. If you wanna support the channel, consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month. Also, selling enamel pins in the Etsy shop. All that helps keep this train on the tracks, this boat on the water, this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends. Until tomorrow morning, this one's in the bag.